stretch of open highway called I-35 takes you straight to Dallas if you manage to survive. The small town state troopers who drive that interstate, clocking 18-wheelers and checking them the weight. Hurricanes hit the Gulf Coast, part of Galveston disappeared. T-shirts saying, keep Boston weird. Texas is an only child, a real lone star. You can be your friend, no matter who you are. The Alamo still stands, her river's running wild.
Ooh, that was...
That's Bob Cheevers. Bob's sat in the lounge area here at Hootananny in Inverness, and we're just about to do a show, and you're getting towards the end of it. Another man. We just presented Bob with this beautiful sheet, and he presented me with this.
This is my record company, Inbred Records. But this is the front of the CD, the new CD cover, CD called Call Texas Tales, which I'm over here promoting now.
And the sheet reference, of course, is a subject dear to your heart.
Yes, I like sheep. And this is, look at all these beautiful sheep. You're a sick man, Rob. Yesterday, I'm 66.
Yeah.
66 is the new 33.
Oh yeah. Well, you're not looking either 33 or 66. That's what he said.
What? Oh,
it's a compliment.
Okay.
It's okay. You're looking great. It's fantastic, and it's great to see you here. Getting towards the end, as I say, of a mammoth tour. I mean, no stranger to Inverness. Some people may think, oh, what's Bob Cheevers doing in Inverness? But I mean, you've been all over the Highlands already.
This is almost the 10th year of doing this, which, and as I said before on my last interview, you're responsible for me being up here, and up here in many places in the Highlands. Well, all the places in the Highlands. We've had some pretty wacky and wild times.
Unique times. You're just remembering on the Everybody's Naked tour, actually nearly being stripped naked in Port Mahoma.
There were some women who came in to see the Naked American because
it was on the poster.
Yeah, because I had the cover had me naked with my guitar covering my public area, but they tried to, well they did, I let them take my shirt off. They came up on stage, I was playing and I let them take my shirt off, and then they went for my belt buckle, and I promised them that later they could take my pants off, but I knew that I wasn't going to do that because I was with these other Glaswegian women who protected me from these locals. They were going to drag me off and do no telling what.
No.
I don't tell them what.
So yes, another album, and another mammoth tour, and living in Austin, of course, we're saying.
2 years in Austin after 16 years in Nashville, right into the country music market, and as we were saying earlier, the big difference between Nashville and Austin is that Nashville is a music business town where they say, who cuts your record, who cuts your song rights, whereas in Austin people say, I'm playing tomorrow night, come on down and play with me. Nashville is the songwriting capital of America. Austin is the performing one. After the 40 years of doing this, it just happens that I feel more comfortable now in Austin. My dad lived in California, so after college I went to California. Between college years I'd go, and I met a girl out there, and after college was over, I went out and married her. I went to Capitol Records and asked them, and said, that's the voice I've been looking for. Classic story, success story, and then I made records for him under my own name, and then this band called the Peppermint Trolley Company, and we had some hits.
Understand what I know has to be done. You the Rooster Show.
So then the next stage, you're more or less a stock writer. You get into a situation where your songs are in demand and people are asking for them, and you're writing songs for people.
Where they say they'll give you a playlist of who's on the radio now and who's making a record coming out, and they say write a song like that, like songs on that last record.
Somewhere along the line, you realise that okay, I'm a good songwriter, but then your own voice came through and started saying, listen to me.
There was well, the '60s were magical years in many ways. The Beatles happened, and the Beatles,
and they wrote their own songs,
and they blew everything apart. Whereas Elvis, he didn't write a lot of his stuff, but he was still a huge influence on I knew, and that set me free. Elvis did in a way. But when the Beatles came along, having already been 15 or 20 years into music, and the Beatles came along, and it was like, wow. And by then we were smoking pot and taking LSD, and that changed everything yet exponentially, diametrically.
Philosophically, and
and I never came back from that, but I'm glad not to be there anymore. So, and also 3 of my favorite songwriters, Jackson Browne, Neil Young, and Joni Mitchell, during that period came along and showed me that people can write songs from the heart about their own lives, whereas most of what you heard on the radio was fluff and not really about the artist.
It seems to coincided with the internet coming to the fore and people actually being given the power to do that. You were much in the vanguard of that first wave.
When I started doing these tours over here, there was an internet, but it wasn't a big part of my life because I made phone calls. Probably called you for I know I did.
So I've noticed with your songwriting that some of the tales that you might have had on the tour beforehand are in the next album.
Well, traveling in life itself is just gives anybody plenty of song fodder, but we were talking about going down the road, and for me driving, I write a lot when I drive because I see the road ahead and then it unfolds in the back and it opens my mind, and I don't listen to this in the car, and I just think, and things tend to come together, and I always have stuff to write with. So it does help to travel, and I also meet all these people on the road and write songs about them. And my last record,
gone all the way through Bob Cheevers' career, the liberation process of being on the road and writing and working on what you do.
Am I going to retire now?
That's not even a question, Bob, is it? Is this not the retirement from already? Are we not actually
Somebody
experiencing
said the other day they met one of their friends was talking about retiring, and he said, I just don't know what I'm going to do when I retire. And, maybe he'd do something he always wanted to do. Well, what about people like me who
get to do it?
I've been doing this for 40 years, and I don't ever want to stop.
Just keep doing cool things until you can't do them anymore.
Keep meeting.
So the industry, right? From the perspective of Bob Cheevers, is it healthier now or in any of the other periods that you've?
Actually, it is. To me, the major labels are dinosaurs now. They're still going. They're still major label artists, and there's still huge arena concerts. I saw Paul McCartney a couple of months ago, best concert I've ever seen. 100,000 people. Most expensive ticket was $1,900. So that's major label stuff. I sometimes play for 6 or 8 or 10 people, or 25,000. It just depends. But the good news is that people like me and young people who don't have money can have a home studio, make their own records.
Thank you. Look forward to the gig tonight.
Don't forget sheep.
Beautiful sheep.
And I like them.
Yeah, nice centerfold as well. I know how long you get on the road.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. Thank you.